Hello gathered friends, welcome back to the channel as well as the first reaction video of 2025. Now, it's been a hot minute since I've done a video about Silent Hill, with the last one being the final trailer that was released before the Silent Hill 2 remake dropped, which I am still actually in the middle of playing only because I've gotten distracted by other games that have come out, but I am working on finishing that game soon, and there will be a review about it at some point in the near future, hopefully. But the reason we are here today is because as of a few days ago, we got another Silent Hill transmission, and one of the things that we all took away from it was the full trailer for Silent Hill F, which is actually something that was announced in the first ever Silent Hill transmission that dropped the Silent Hill 2 remake, Silent Hill Townfall, and the short message. So I'm really excited for this because they're clearly doing something a little different this time around. It's not taking place in the town of Silent Hill. It looks like it's taking place in Japan. And from what I can remember about the game, like as a whole, is that it's a collaboration, or they hired this really popular manga writer. I'll put their name somewhere on the bottom of the screen, but I'm really interested in seeing what they're gonna do with this game, considering that it's not taking place in Silent Hill. So we're gonna check out the first full trailer for Silent Hill F. I'm really excited. Let's get on to it, and without further ado, play.
シュウ君、嘘ついてるよね。騙せてると思う？ひなこを。ひなこはね、死んだんだよ。ひなこはお友達といつまでも一緒にいたい。
God, these graphics look so good.
永遠じゃないのよ。彼らだっていつか必ずあなたを裏切る。あなたが裏切り者と呼ばれたように。
Uh-oh.
ひなこ？あ、ごめん。何？天秤にかける価値があるかどうか、しっかりと判断しなさい。
What is that? No, that's no. Oh, I don't like that. Oh, absolutely not. No. Ugh. I didn't like that.
いつまでここにいる気なの？自分でもおかしいと思うの。自分で自分がわからない感じ。自分の気持ちが自分で理解できない。私かお前の夢の中ってことはないよな。ひなこ、もう時間がないのよ。あなたが生かされたということは、ここに至ってもまだ迷いがあるということなのね。
We're just not gonna acknowledge that.
それに悩める時間はもう尽きかけている。あなたは誰なの？さっきからなんで何もわからないふりをしているの？私はね、あんたをすぐに殺すこともできたんだよ。全部奪ったな。全部私から。I don't even know who you are.
それではお別れを。あなたが幸せをつかんでくれることを願っています。
Wow, that was a lot. That was a lot to unpack right there. So, not for nothing, but right off the bat, this already looks more promising than the short message did. Yeah, I really gotta say, of course, the graphics look good. I will admit they do look a little incomplete, but I imagine they just wanted to polish it up at least for a trailer, which I get, so I'm pretty sure once the full game comes out, it's probably not going to look like that. But other than that, it's not the worst thing I've ever seen. And the imagery, I really love the imagery. It's like, it's beautiful but disturbing at the same time, and that's kind of par for the course, at least as far as the Japanese horror front goes, because they always find a way to take it one step further than, say, American horror does. And maybe it's just because of the use of, like, the blossoms, and from what some of the creatures that I've seen in this video look like, it's almost kind of like giving me a mix of, like, The Last of Us and Fatal Frame. I am completely okay with being the only one that feels that way, but that's just what comes to my mind when I really kind of focus in on that. But as far as the actual story of the game goes, I'll admit I was kind of in the dark about it, because I didn't really look too much into it, but luckily in the description of the video there is a brief synopsis of what the story is about, so let's go ahead and take a look at that. When Shimizu Hinako's secluded town of Ebisugaoka is consumed by a sudden fog, her once familiar home becomes a haunting nightmare. As the town falls silent and the fog thickens, Hinako must navigate the twisted paths of Ebisugaoka, solving complex puzzles and confronting grotesque monsters to survive. So yeah, that does sound like the perfect setup for a Silent Hill story, and that's not necessarily a bad or a good thing, but that does feel like typical story beats that the games would follow. Now, one thing that I kind of want to address ever since the game was announced and since this trailer's dropped is that people are making a pretty big deal out of the fact that despite it being a Silent Hill title, it doesn't take place in Silent Hill. As you could clearly tell by the trailer, it takes place in Japan. And I think what's interesting to me about people reacting to this is that this is not the first time that Konami has done this. It's not the first time that they've made a Silent Hill game that doesn't take place in Silent Hill. I mean, the game that got me into the franchise, Silent Hill 4: The Room, doesn't take place entirely in Silent Hill. And it kind of seems like they're going to start treating the whole Silent Hill thing as, they're going to start treating it as some kind of phenomenon, I'm assuming, because there's a collectible in Silent Hill: The Short Message. It's an article that describes it as a phenomenon where, like, any town could experience the kind of things that the Silent Hill town deals with, with the fog and people disappearing and all that. So maybe that's gonna be a thing, and I feel neither here nor there about it, but I will say it is definitely a very interesting story choice, and I'm really interested and invested in seeing where they go with that, if it pans out the way they want it. Hopefully it does, because, I love when risks are taken like that. I mean, yeah, on one hand, it does make sense to have a Silent Hill game take place in Silent Hill, but on the other hand, it would really kind of undermine the effects that that town has on someone if it just stays confined to that one town, because as I said with Silent Hill 4, you know, even if you, the character, are not in Silent Hill, you're still feeling its effects from the next town over. Another thing that stuck out to me almost instantly is that this does not seem like it's going to be a walking simulator like the short message was, which I'm very delighted about, because, you know, I feel like among the other things wrong with the short message, I feel like a lack of combat was something that kind of bugged me. You know, all in all, there's a lot to be excited about for this trailer. The graphics look good, the creatures look good, the set design or the environments, they look just top notch. And, you know, I will gladly give any new Silent Hill material that we get at least a chance, because it's been a very, very long time since we've gotten any Silent Hill material. So I will welcome it all with open arms, and whether or not I like it, you know, that will come in due time. So I'm really excited about this game. I'm really looking forward to getting invested in the game's story and seeing where it goes and what new things it can bring to the franchise. I will definitely keep my eyes peeled for any updates, and if they just happen to release another trailer, maybe one that's a little bit closer to its release date, I will definitely check that out. And as far as release date goes, there isn't one yet. It just, as you could see at the end of the trailer, it just gives you the option to wishlist it. So I feel like it's going to be another good wait before we hear anything more and get anything more concrete about the game. But until that happens, that is really all I have to say for this video. So with all that being said, Silent Hill F is coming soon. I'm really excited. I'm really terrified. Thank you all so much for stopping by, and have a good one.